Hi once again. My name is Barry Selby. This is my daily Facebook Live. This is Messages from the Masculine number 173 to inspire the feminine heart. And today's topic, as I'm feeling the pull to talk about Thanksgiving as it's coming up, but before I get to that, let me do my formal introduction. I'm a best-selling author, speaker, and a relationship attraction expert, and also a passionate champion for the divine feminine, helping women attract the best in health, life, love, and business. That was a different way of doing it. Okay, this is the way it came out. So what I want to speak to today is, as many of my friends are either already headed out of town or heading out of town today and tomorrow to go home for Thanksgiving. And I talked about this recently, I believe. Maybe it was on a summit, I'm not sure. But I haven't spoken about it here recently, so I wanted to put out a... I was going to say an advisory, but I'm not sure if it's the right word. But I want to talk about this briefly to give you some guidance and some thoughts, because for many of you out there, maybe not you sitting in front of the phone watching or on your computer watching, but maybe somebody you know, is basically looking to back down the hatches, put on their armor and go home for Thanksgiving into the challenges of facing family where there is history that isn't ideal. That's a polite way of saying they're going back to an abusive home. And the challenge for many people, again, not you, but somebody you may know, somebody sitting close to you perhaps, is that going home for Thanksgiving is one of the most traumatic experiences of the year. Largely because the people you go back to be around when you were younger hurt you. Whether that's an abusive situation, sexual or whatever it was, or whether it was something else, the odds are very much in favor of you. Unfortunately, it's a very high percentage of people going home for Thanksgiving have unresolved stuff, I'm using the technical term, stuff, that was in their face when they were younger. And when they go home, it's like reverting back to being a 5-year-old, but in an adult body. And I did mention some things about this yesterday. I gave you a bunch of teachings, so you can go back and watch number 172, which is yesterday's broadcast, to see it. But this one I was spoke to directly to you. Because a lot of people are saying, just get over it. Just go over it, which is why I said, get over it. It's a question when you're going for Thanksgiving. Well, easier said than done. For many people, again, not you, and again, this is probably going to apply to most people in America, because anybody watching overseas has no idea what I'm talking about or no relevance to this, because there's no Thanksgiving overseas. Oh my God, the Americans don't realize Thanksgiving is not an international holiday. Sorry, I had to drop that one out there. So, speaking about Thanksgiving, it is the time for many people where it's the only time they see family going home. Going home to see family. You live your life out in the world, you've moved across the country, across the state, somewhere you don't live in the same house. And so you don't spend time with your parents or your siblings or other family members until you go home for Thanksgiving. And for some of you, that's a nightmare to go home and see your family because of the pain, suffering, and trauma from before. Now, let me just stop right there and shift to this conversation, which is, for some of you out there, going for Thanksgiving is the most wonderful time of the year, because I don't want to exclude people here, where your experience of going home for Thanksgiving is elation and support and love and reunion and getting together and connecting and all those sort of things. If that's the case, you're blessed. So I want to say this to you. If this is something where going home for Thanksgiving is a pleasure, a joy, a celebration that you love, then really acknowledge that. Really celebrate that, and really be appreciative of the blessings you have in your life. Because for many people, that's not the case. And I'm not going to speak from experience, because I don't have Thanksgiving where I come from. I'm English, in case you didn't know that before. So I'm speaking about Thanksgiving to the American public, as it were. And since the Canadians had their Thanksgiving last month, this is past the point for them, at least this year. So if you're in Canada watching this, plan for next year on this topic. If you're someone who basically, when you were younger, had challenges in your family with abuse, bullying, abandonment, other things that were less than pleasurable, and some of them downright horrendous, then going home for Thanksgiving may bring up a lot of that stuff. This is the reality of living life and basically being a human being, is that memories that from childhood are either suppressed or buried still inside, but they're still inside, which when you go home, it's like rubbing salt in the wounds, it comes up to the surface again. So if this is the case for you, I have some guidance. That's kind of what I like to bring. And getting over it is not an option. I mean, getting over it is a joke. I was saying that, not as a joke, but it's a platitude some people throw out there. Like, just get over it. It's like, or even people who abused you will say, just get over it. No, not the case. I'm not sure what I'm phrasing it, but get through it, I'll play with that one. I don't have the answer to that one yet. But here's the real answer, or real solution, is to heal. Wouldn't it be amazing if you're someone who's been through this every single year before this, where you've had to deal with this upset, challenges, abuse when you go home? Wouldn't it be nice to go home at Thanksgiving and be totally comfortable? Wouldn't it be nice to go home for Thanksgiving and look at your family and see them through the eyes of love and feel safe? Wouldn't it be nice to go home for Thanksgiving and actually be grateful for the family members around the table with you? Even the ones that hurt you the most. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could go home for Thanksgiving and leave at the end of it feeling whole, feeling grateful, feeling fulfilled when you come back to your regular life? If you're wondering how the hell that can happen, bear with me. But if you can get that picture, hold that as a vision and intention first of all. If you hold an intention of what you would like to have as a result versus reacting to the old way of doing it, it will never change first of all. So having an intention for that experience of joyful upliftment, fulfillment, wholeness, safety, love, will set things in motion for you in a way you didn't expect. That's one thing. Second, it may be time to face the truth that you've got some unresolved issues with your family. It's not unusual. It's not something you should blame yourself for or judge about it or feel guilty or any of that stuff. And it's also not something that's unforgivable. Seriously, it's not unforgivable. So whether you don't think that's true or not, bear with me again. I'm going to give you some things along the way. So the first one, again, is to hold the vision of what you want. Second part is to be willing to forgive, because it is forgivable. And the third part is really to, well, this is not in sequence, so it's coming out the way it's coming out, is spend time with yourself, particularly the younger self, that one that was impacted, affected, and hurt by what happened, and take her or him, depending on what gender you are, into your heart, under your wing, as it were, to basically become the adult, reparenting that younger self. Now, I'm giving you like 2-minute cliff notes on things that take a lot longer than that, but these are things I recommend you do as a way to come home for Thanksgiving whole. You know, as John Bradshaw says, there's a way to tell if you've evolved. Try going home for Thanksgiving, because for many people going for Thanksgiving, it stirs up all the stuff from when they were younger, and you end up all this hurt and pain and suffering. You don't have to do that. You can avoid Thanksgiving. There's another way out, by the way. You can always say, not going for Thanksgiving, going to get together with friends, not go home for it. But there's also options to go home with a way that is whole and safe. So this message is ideally to inspire you and give you hope, because this is something that can change. Now, yes, I do offer support in this area, and I'm not going to promote that now, because I just wanted to give you some input and some ideas of what you can do for yourself to be ready for and embrace Thanksgiving in a positive way. There's another piece in there. I'm waiting for the other piece to come through, because these things are usually, they come in threes. Okay, that's the one. Had to come through. So, I'm watching how to say this, so sorry, I froze in motion. It wasn't the camera, that was me. I just was stopped in a second. So, here's one of the things as well. Thanksgiving, strangely enough, with a title like Thanksgiving, is a time to give thanks. Like, oh yeah, what a concept. So, the fourth thing recommend, because I didn't mention the third one, yes. Yeah. So the fourth one is, what can you be grateful for? That is true. Because I know some things you're going to say, I'm not grateful for that. If you can at least be grateful for the fact you were given life by this family, that's a start. I seriously encourage you to go way deeper than that and do more with that. But again, these are teachings that you can take with you when you go in for Thanksgiving. So if you're flying out today or tomorrow, or driving out Thursday, or have you doing that, take these with you. These four keys may just actually help you have a more blessed experience of Thanksgiving than you ever had before. If you want to go through this more deeply and get the support you need, that's what I'm here for. But you reach out to me after Thanksgiving. Well, if you're in a hurry, you can reach out to me before. But I want to say, just take these 4 ideas to heart and play with them. See if you can take these with you on the plane or in the car when you get home, to basically be the strong adult that you really are. To offer safety and protection to your young self. To be loving and kind to those around you. But first, this is number 5, I guess, the first thing to do is to put yourself first. To take care of yourself first. To be self-centered in the right way, if you know what I mean. If you do that, this will change your experience of Thanksgiving. And again, I'm giving you the cliff notes, not the whole smorgasbord, because I want to give you this teaching so you can play with it and treat yourself well when you go home for Thanksgiving. You may not need to avoid it anymore. But again, don't walk in blindly. Be willing to take a conscious step into that place and own your truth in that place too. On the inner child piece, just to give you something to play with. You've heard me before talk about mirror work and looking in the mirror and saying, I love you to yourself in the mirror till you get it. If you haven't heard that before, here's a quick recap. 5 minutes morning, 5 minutes evening, look in the mirror and say, I love you till you feel it. Connect through the eyes into the mirror. The added piece, because of the inner child work for Thanksgiving, here's something you can do for yourself easily. Look in the eyes in the mirror and see your younger self. Look in the mirror and see who you are in the mirror and say, I love you to that part. And let that part, that younger self, say, I love you back to you, because you'll hear it back to you. Kind of the effect of the mirror. Practice this right now, before you go home for Thanksgiving. You might see a difference. Practice this now for a month and see how Christmas turns out to be. These are skills that you can try on yourself. My gift to you. If you want to go deeper, that's what I'm here for. But please, I invite you to take care of yourself now and through Thanksgiving and beyond. So with that, I just want to say thank you for watching. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'll be back in tomorrow, so I might do another Thanksgiving relevant one. We'll see. But this one you may find you want to share with your friends. Again, you may not be the one dealing with this, but friends who are like dreading going back home for Thanksgiving. Please share it with them. And be willing to love yourself more today than you did yesterday, especially around Thanksgiving. I think that's going to be it for now. This is my 173rd Facebook Live. My name is Barry Selby. You can watch the broadcasts every day. They're on my website, which is barryselby.com. On the video blog, you can watch them on YouTube under my Message from the Masculine playlist under Barry Selby, the channel. And you can see them on my business page on Facebook. My business page on Facebook. I tried it in English. So with that, I wish you well. Have a blessed time today. Love yourself more today than you did yesterday. And see what miracles tomorrow can bring. And I'll see you again tomorrow.